Hey there, Hearties and TV lovers. We are back with some piping hot news from the world of feel-good television. Grab your cup of tea and settle in, because we've got some major updates about the minds behind When Calls the Heart that you're going to want to hear. All right, let's dive right in. You know how we've all been hoping and praying for more When Calls the Heart content? Well, our prayers have been kind of sort of answered. Let me break it down for you. Brian Bird and Michael Landon Jr., the creative geniuses behind our beloved Hope Valley, just dropped a bombshell. They've got a new show in the works, and it's got us all buzzing. But before you start planning your When Calls the Heart spin-off watch parties, I've got some news that might make you sit down faster than Elizabeth Thornton at a town picnic. This new show called Home to Harmony isn't actually set in the When Calls the Heart universe. I know it's a lot to process, but stick with me because this new series might just be your next TV obsession. So what's the deal with Home to Harmony? Well, it's based on a book series by Philip Gully, and it's giving me Major Virgin River meets Seventh Heaven vibes. We're talking small town charm, faith-based storytelling, and enough drama to keep us glued to our screens. The show follows Sid's back to his hometown in Indiana after losing his wife. And get this, he's going to be played by Trent Garrett. If you're scratching your head trying to place him, he's been in shows like Not Dead Yet Magnum P.I. and even popped up in New Girl. I'm already picturing him as our new TV crush. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what about Hope Valley? What about Jack and Elizabeth Don't Worry Hearties? When Calls the Heart isn't going anywhere. This new show is just Bird and Landon spreading their creative wings a bit. Speaking of wings, let's talk about where we might be able to watch this new gem. Right now, it looks like Bird and Landon are working with Angel Studios to bring Home to Harmony to life. If that name sounds familiar, it's because they're the folks behind that buzzworthy movie Sound of Freedom. But here's where things get a bit murky. We don't know for sure if Hallmark is going to be involved. I mean, Bird and Landon are practically Hallmark royalty at this point, so it wouldn't be shocking if Home to Harmony ended up there. But for now, it's all up in the air. Now, let's rewind a bit and talk about the spinoff that was. Remember when Hope Calls? It was like the little sister show to When Calls the Heart, focusing on those orphan sisters, Lily, a bit of a rocky road, jumping from Hallmark to Great American Family before ultimately getting the axe. The cancellation of When Hope Calls left a lot of us wondering if we'd ever see another When Calls the Heart spinoff. And while Home to Harmony isn't exactly that, it's still exciting to see Bird and Landon cooking up something new. So, what can we expect from Home to Harmony? Well, if the book series is anything to go by, we're in for a treat. The show promises to tackle some pretty heavy themes: grace, faith, forgiveness, but with a healthy dose of humor and heart. It's giving me Major Mitford series vibes for those of you who've read Jan Karen's books. Bird and Landon have already teased us with a first look at the show, and let me tell you, it's got me intrigued. We got a glimpse of Sam arriving back in Harmony and having what looks like a pretty intense conversation with his daughter about their big move. It's giving me all the feels already. Now, I know change can be scary. We've all gotten so comfortable in Hope Valley that the idea of a whole new town might seem daunting. But remember how we felt when we first tuned into When Calls the Heart. That excitement, that sense of discovery? Well, get ready to feel Harmony. And let's be real, if anyone can create another heartwarming, binge-worthy series, it's Brian Bird and Michael Landon Jr. These guys have practically written the book on feel-good TV at this point. So, what do you think, fam? Are you excited about Home to Harmony? Are you hoping it'll end up on Hallmark? Or are you curious to see what Bird and Landon can do with a different network? Let me know in the comments. And hey, while we're waiting for more news about Home to Harmony, why not revisit some of our favorite When Calls the Heart moments? I know I'll be binge watching the latest season while I wait for updates. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap. 1. Brian Bird and Michael Landon Jr. are working on a new show called Home to Harmony. 2. It's not a When Calls the Heart spinoff, but a whole new series based on Philip Gully's books. 3. Trent Garrett is set to star as Sam Gardner, a widowed minister returning to his hometown. 4. The show is currently being developed with Angel Studios. 5. We don't know yet if it'll air on Hallmark or another network. Remember, Bird and Landon are dropping more details on July 3rd, so mark your calendars. I'll be back with all the juicy details as soon as they're available. Keep your hearts open, your faith strong, and your TV remotes ready. This is your girl signing off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any updates. And as they say in Hope Valley, may your coal bucket always be full.